Beneath the shade of a tree, a Russian soldier rested without a weapon in hand, unaware of anything above him. There was no sound, no warning, only the steady presence of a drone watching from above. It drifted closer, slow and deliberate, closing the distance with surgical calm. Only when it reached near did the soldier react. He jumped up and bolted, but the moment for escape had already passed. This was not a random strike. It was precision patience and the quiet pressure of being hunted from the sky. A Russian soldier used an exposed pipe as a place to wash, unaware he had already been spotted from above. A Ukrainian FPV drone locked onto the position and closed in. What began as a brief moment of rest ended with quiet precision from the sky. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spotted two Russian soldiers walking along a narrow dirt road. Likely exhausted, they paused at a clearing to rest for a moment, but something in the air shifted. Both men appeared unsettled, exchanging glances as if sensing an unseen presence. They stood and moved a few steps further before dropping into thick grass, one lying flat on his stomach and the other facing upward in an attempt to hide. Moments later, an FPV drone was launched toward their last known position. It descended rapidly, striking near the soldier lying face down. The second man jolted upright and bolted in panic, scrambling to find a new hiding place. He dove beneath a collapsed bush, thinking it might shield him. But another drone had already adjusted course, confirmed his location, and closed in to finish what the first had started. FPV drone operators detected unusual movement near a barren tree line. Two Russian soldiers emerged, unaware they were already being watched. One drone silently launched. The soldiers kept walking, still searching for cover. Moments later, the first drone spotted one soldier hiding beneath thick bushes. It dove without hesitation. The strike was immediate. A second drone approached the area, targeting the second soldier near another bush. The hit missed. He panicked and fled into a shallow trench. The third drone was deployed and it tracked the final location, descended low, and delivered the finishing blow. All targets neutralized. He walked alone, but he wasn't alone. In the Sumy region, Ukrainian FPV operators tracked a lone Russian soldier crossing an empty road. He moved into a thick bush, removed his jacket under the heat, then shifted to another bush, still unaware. Above him, the drone followed, low and quiet. When he finally noticed, panic set in. He dove face down into the grass, motionless. The drone hovered, then descended. He never moved again. Even stillness cannot escape a drone that already knows where you are. In the eastern Donetsk region, Ukrainian FPV drone spotted Russian infantry attempting to cross open terrain. A drone was dispatched. It approached low and locked onto the man in the middle. The strike scattered the formation. One soldier fell. The other two fled, leaving him behind. No one looked back. Open terrain with no cover exposes entire formations to cascading drone strikes. Across a scorched field, two Russian soldiers advanced in single file through the burned grass. The lead was intercepted by an FPV drone from Ukraine's 414th Strike UAV Brigade. Seconds later, the second soldier was also targeted. Wounded but still conscious, he reached for his rifle and fired at the approaching drone. The magazine clicked empty. A third drone had already locked in and was closing the distance. In the end, it wasn't speed that failed him. It was time. In the Vovchansk direction, a Ukrainian fiber-optic FPV drone from the 57th Motorized Rifle Brigade locked onto a parked Russian vehicle. The strike landed. Two soldiers escaped only to be tracked again. One tried to hide behind a tree trunk. Impact was immediate. Another ducked under a fallen log. Neither plan worked. Each drone found its target. A Russian supply team moved steadily across uneven terrain, hauling fuel containers toward the front lines. From high above, Ukrainian drone operators locked onto their movement and confirmed the target. An FPV unit accelerated, closing the distance in seconds. One soldier turned, raising his weapon in reflex, but the drone had already arrived. Their paths met mid-ground in an instant that ended without negotiation. The strike not only halted the convoy. Near dense vegetation, Ukrainian operators detected 3 Russian soldiers moving together. They quickly dropped to the ground, hoping to avoid detection. The first drone locked on and struck one of them. A second drone flew low, targeting another soldier lying still in the grass. The third soldier panicked, opened fire, but the drone charged straight at him. All 3 were neutralized. The forest returned to silence. This strike proves how drones dominate even when soldiers think cover is enough. A group of Russian soldiers moved cautiously through a maze of ruined buildings, stepping lightly between shattered walls and broken windows in an attempt to avoid detection. Just as they passed alongside one of the collapsed structures, a Ukrainian FPV drone locked onto their formation and accelerated without hesitation. The blast interrupted their silent advance, turning the narrow corridor of debris into a dead end with no way forward. September 20th, near Stepnohirsk, Russian forces were moving toward the rail yard methodically. They didn't know they were already being tracked. Ukrainian FPV drones spotted the gathering and relayed coordinates. Moments later, a Ukrainian aircraft approached. It released AASM hammer bombs with surgical timing. The strike hit hard. No time to regroup. No time to run. This is how modern recon becomes a weapon before the enemy even realizes they're exposed. A group of Russian soldiers had taken shelter inside a civilian house, blending into the ruins in hopes of avoiding detection. But an FPV drone had already been dispatched and quickly closed in on the building, ending the illusion of cover. Moments later, a soldier peeked out from a hidden entrance beneath the rubble, revealing a secondary position. Another drone shifted course toward the exposed location and struck with precision, leaving no question about who controlled the air above. Near a residential area, a Russian logistics truck moved slowly along a narrow route. Overhead, a Ukrainian FPV drone locked in. Within seconds, it closed the distance and struck. The supply run ended before it could reach its destination. A group of Russian soldiers rested with their backs against the crumbling wall of a ruined house, unaware that an FPV drone had already locked onto their location and was rapidly closing in to strike. Nearby, at the edge of the same structure, another soldier lay resting alone, thinking he had found a quiet moment. But a second drone approached without hesitation and ended the illusion of safety with silent precision. One Russian soldier moved across open ground, then vanished beneath a drone's final frame. Another pushed into the forest but didn't make it far. A third dove into a trench, only to be followed. The next crouched behind dry brush. One more slipped between the trees. Different paths, same result. Each man moved on instinct, unaware they were already mapped. In the dark, nothing screams louder than silence. This is what night looks like for those who invade and try to hide. A Russian soldier ran desperately across an open field as an FPV drone closed in behind him. A few meters away beneath a lone tree, 3 other soldiers tried to remain hidden, unaware that another drone was already approaching to finish what the first had started. Ukraine's 414th Brigade Birds of Magyar released a compilation from drone operator Blogger. The footage was silent, just final frames. A soldier caught mid-step across a trench, another lying still beside a shattered tree line, a third frozen behind the wheel of a stalled vehicle. Each clip ended the same way. No voice, no sound, just a camera that never blinked. The drone didn't chase, it waited. Then recorded what would be the last photo. War now remembers through pixels, not witnesses. And the camera always sees first. Alone in open terrain, a Russian soldier was struck first by two drone-dropped munitions. In Pokrovsk direction, a Ukrainian FPV drone struck a Russian pickup truck in motion. One hit was enough. The road cleared. The engine never restarted. In a wooded sector, the Signum unit of Ukraine's 93rd Mechanized Brigade guided an FPV drone through dense foliage. Branches blurred past as the drone weaved forward, hunting for hidden Russian infantry. In tight terrain, it wasn't firepower that mattered, it was angle and timing. In forested combat drones turn concealment into exposure. Precision becomes more valuable than range.